Dr. Laura Berman joins us now from her home in Santa Monica, California. Laura, thank you for being here. We've known each
Thank
other.
you.
We've known each other a
Yeah,
long, long time.
it's good to see you, even under these circumstances.
How are you today?
I can't even answer that question. I can tell you 5 minutes at a time how I am. So for these 5 minutes, probably since I'm talking about it for this 30 seconds, I'm okay. But this is bigger and wider and deeper than anything I've ever faced before. So there's no roadmap.
Nothing could prepare any human being, even someone as wonderful as you are in your craft of navigating. As I said, I've known Laura since I was in my 20s in Chicago, and she would give me advice navigating relationships, and even we've had conversations about motherhood. And so to be here talking with you
Yeah, I
during
think
this time,
I even was coming on with you, I think, when Sammy was in my belly. I think that's,
I remember the day you told us that you were
yeah.
expecting him. So when I saw that post, it was so surreal having saw your belly when you came in
Mm.
to tell us, and then knowing what happened. It's been 2 weeks now. Um, the reason that you're able, as you said, to get through this few minutes of conversation is because you are on a bigger mission. You have said very clearly
Yeah.
what that mission is.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't intend to be on a mission. I don't even remember writing that post, quite honestly. I know I was feeling so helpless and furious and enraged. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to do this to my community. Maybe one kid won't die tonight. Like, I can't save my boy, but maybe one will. I had no idea it was going to spread around the country and go viral as it has. And at first I was saying no to interviews, but then I just kept getting the message that each interview I say no to, is at least one child that won't be reached. And so it doesn't help with the grief to talk about it, but it really helps with the helplessness and rage, which definitely makes it easier for me to hold the grief.
That's the thing, Laura. You wrote that post a few hours after finding Sammy. That rage kicked in, knowing what had happened there.
Yeah.
There's so much disbelief surrounding this. The fact that someone could have come to your front door.
I know. I had no idea. I mean, I talked incessantly with my kids about drugs, I just said to a girlfriend that the one silver lining of the, shutdown in Los Angeles and the pandemic is that both my teenage boys are stuck at home with me and safe in their rooms. And we had talked incessantly. I mean, you and I have talked through the
Yeah.
years about educating your kids, and we would talk about responsible behavior. The worst that I thought that could happen on Snapchat or any social media was like naked pictures
Right.
or saying something inappropriate. I had no idea that there were drug dealers on there, and I was letting them do a lot more social media as long as they did well in school, because it was the only way they could connect with their friends.
And I think so many people watching relate to exactly that. They can't socialize with their friends. Here's a way to
Oh,
contact you. To your point, think the worst that might be, which is bad, an
yeah.
inappropriate picture. But you're not thinking this. Had Sammy struggled with any substance abuse issues in the past?
Not like this. I mean, he had experimented maybe 6 months prior. We discovered him experimenting with cannabis, which is legal
Mhm.
here, and not for children, obviously. And we, came down really hard on him. We even got him a drug counselor who checked in with him, worked with him intensively at first and then checked in with him every week. We were actually testing him regularly just to be sure. Like, that's how anti-drug
Right.
and on top of him we were.
So you were
And
testing him. What had he been prescribed any legal prescriptions for
no,
anything? Nothing.
well, he took Adderall for
Mhm.
ADHD, or the equivalent. I mean, he was diagnosed with ADHD when he was, younger, and so that was being treated.
Mhm.
But he handled that very responsibly, and he was really like careful about his health. He loved researching things. He loved science. When we would even talk about drugs, he knew which ones were seriously addictive, and
Right.
he knew we had a lot of addiction in our family. And I would share, the hardships and the losses and the heartaches of he has addiction on both sides of his
Right.
family. So he did not. he got, so what we were able to piece together so far from what the police believe and what his friends have told us is that he connected with this dealer on Snapchat. He took a screenshot and sent it to his friend, which is why I got
You
the
were having,
screenshot
yeah.
from his friend after I found out what happened. And, it seems from what we've been able to piece together that he had ordered, he was like, okay, they're like 15 cents, that they charge nothing for these things. And they'll give you, one Percocet or one Xanax delivered to your door like Uber. I had no idea. So he either got it, we believe he got it on Wednesday before the Sunday that he died. And he either went out during the school day, because once in a while he would go out and like just take a walk around the block or get some fresh air, or he went out after we were asleep and met this dealer outside our home.
Dr. Berman's husband, Sam, joins us now from their family's home in Santa Monica, California. Sam, it's heartbreaking to talk to you and reunite in this way. It's been so many years, and I've watched you and the boys and Laura. How do you process this? Because I know you've always been the rock in the family. You've held it all together. How are you holding it together?
I'm not.
Mm.
It's too big to hold together. You just have to let it out and hope that Father Time takes the waves further and further apart as you move through your life. There's nothing bigger than this, and I would rather it were me than him.
Ah, and that is part of what you and Laura are focused on. You're trying to figure out why him. How could this happen? And you've really digged into his social media. Laura said before the break, a friend of Sammy's showed you this post on Snapchat. It looks like a video game screen, Sam. That doesn't even look real. And every one of those is a drug a child can purchase on their own.
That's right. Snapchat, we thought, was a place kiddies went to play online and do innocent things. And it turns out it's the dark web for children. The fact that the screen dissolves gives them the false sense that they can do anything that they want. And then when someone dies, the social media platforms don't help the police. So
what have you
it's just
encountered? What have you encountered? You say that they don't help with police.
So the police don't even call them anymore because they won't tell you anything about the profile or who the perpetrator is. They'll take down the profile. And then we need our son's cell phone to open, but Apple won't open it without a court order and a death certificate and a whole rigmarole that's virtually impossible to get during a pandemic. So we're just sort of dangling there trying to help the police investigate this as a homicide, which is what it is. It's a poisoning of a young child.
Laura and Sam's youngest son, 15-year-old Jackson, joins us now. Jackson, thank you so much for wanting to join the conversation. I've asked your mom and dad how they are doing. How are you?
I'm all right. We're getting through it, but it's hard. We're just pushing through.
What did you know before that Snapchat screen was found about kids doing this online? Did you know that this existed before?
I knew of it, but I didn't know it was as bad as it was and how many people there are.
Had you and Sammy ever talked about it before, that kids are doing this online or that this was out there?
No, we never did.
What do you want your peers, kids your age around the country, to know about this, given what you have gone through and what you lost as a brother?
I mean, just don't do what my brother did. Like, he left too early and it wasn't his time to go.
Laura, obviously hearing Jackson, it's taken a whole nother level.
Well, it always does. One of my boys is gone and his brother is gone. And, it's life-changing, for all of us. And I wish it didn't have to be.